Good morning. I'd like to welcome all of you to this morning's 2019 Marietta Football State Championship ring ceremony. Our only job today is to celebrate these young men and their accomplishments. At this time, I'd like to introduce the members of our Touchdown Club board who've put in an abundance of hours this year, have worked extremely hard to make this a special season for our young men. Our board president is Trey Moscovoy. Co-vice presidents Deanna Hughes and Elizabeth Eskelson. Treasurer Teresa Hunter-Jones. Secretary Ben Smith. Stephanie Peroni. Harold Spann. Tootie Bernard. Matt McNeil. Stacy Huff. And Jenny Hammett. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. In order for a team to be successful, it requires the efforts and assistance of a number of different people. So many people play a part in our family, and we really appreciate that support system. So I'd like to take a few moments to express my appreciation to a number of people. First and foremost, my wife Marie and our 4 children, Brianna, Alexis, Luke, and Sean. I love you guys so much. Thank you for your support and your understanding. And only you know just how much we have had to go through. Thank you. Thank you to our Touchdown Club members and our Big Blue members. Thank you to Principal Keith Ball, his administration team, and our athletic director, Craig McKinney. Thank you to Dr. Rivera and the central office and the Marietta School Board for the constant support of this school district. Kelly Hastings, thank you, in the athletic office. To the wives and families of our staff for your understanding and patience. To our parents for allowing us to coach your tremendous sons. Our training staff and our student trainers led by Jeff Hopp, Olivia King, and Erica Davis, working with our athletes, keeping them healthy, getting them back on the field. Our cheerleaders led by Stanicia Nelson, and our band led by Michael Cahall for your support on Friday nights. Chuck Gardner, Jimmy Pace, and all of our crews for getting our facilities ready each week. Ruben Zand, our manager, all of our bus drivers, our statistician, Mark Woolard, team photographer, Johnny Walker, our team announcer, Ted Mayer, and our cameraman, Malik Mitchell. Our youth program led by Harold Spann and his team for developing our future Blue Devils. Kristen Saxon, who worked together on our game programs. All of our donors, fundraisers, advertisers, and supporters who have given so much so that our players can have a quality experience, especially Marietta Toyota, Zaxby's, the Ed Voiles Auto Group, Walton Communities, Summit Heating and Air, Marietta Power and Water. And this past winter, we lost a dear friend in Scott Hankins, and especially want to honor him and Shaw Hankins for their support of this program. Thank you. Against the most difficult schedule in the state for 2 years in a row, and top 10 most difficult schedules in the country, the Marietta Blue Devils captured the Georgia 7A State Championship. We opened the year becoming the first team to win a game in Rome in over 3 years as we defeated the Wolves 48-14. We defeated St. Joseph's, who was then ranked number 4 in the country on ESPN. St. Joseph's went on to win their 3rd straight Pennsylvania State Championship. We defeated Edgewater from Orlando on our homecoming. Edgewater finished as the Florida State runner-up in 7A. We went through the playoffs, knocking off Camden County, who'd won 3 state titles. Milton, who was the defending state champions. Mill Creek, the largest school in the state. We played in the semifinals for the first time in 25 years, and we beat Parkview at Parkview to advance to the state championship. And on that night, December 14th, we took on the undefeated and formerly number 1 ranked Lowndes Vikings, who were also number 8 in the country at that time, and in front of 20,000 people, we won Marietta's first state title in 52 years. We then defeated the Washington State champions, Eastside High School, 53-14 in Las Vegas on ESPN, as we finished as the number 7 ranked football team in the United States of America. In addition, this team broke 30 school records just this year. 7 players were named All-Region. 8 players were named All-County. 17 seniors signed scholarships to play college football. 7 players were named All-State. 5 players were named All-American, more than any school in the country. We had the Marietta Daily Journal County Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Overall Player of the Year, and for the first time ever in the history of Georgia high school football, Marietta High School had the Gatorade National Player of the Year. I've been to a lot of banquets and award presentations over the last few months, and I'm going to say today what no one else has said. Marietta was the absolute best football team in any classification in the entire state of Georgia. And the Marietta Blue Devils of 2019 will go down as one of the best football teams in the history of the state of Georgia. We have great kids, great families, and a great program. So today, let's celebrate them all. I want to speak briefly about a couple of groups. Our varsity cheerleaders. It's an outstanding group of young ladies. We travel together every Friday to our elementary schools to reach out, visit, and impact the youth in our community. And I'm so grateful for the hours and the dedication that they have shown to this football program. Also, our student athletic trainers. We're very fortunate to have a caring and supportive group of people working with our kids. We have 3 full-time athletic trainers and dozens of students who show up every day to make sure that our kids are in best shape possible. They work many hours and they have the best interests of our young men. And as the head coach, I really appreciate what each of them has brought to this program. I'd like to call up for our first award presentation, Coach Troy Duke. Our first award is the 12th Man Award. This award goes to someone who has made a long-term dedication and commitment to this program. He has volunteered countless hours, doing behind-the-scenes work necessary to make things run smoothly. This person never seeks attention, but he does everything for this program. This year's winner has worked countless hours on behalf of this program, and he shares in our vision of greatness for Marietta football. The 12th Man Award goes to Harold Spann. Is he up there? Harold, you want to go give it to him? Okay. I'll meet you up there. Our next award goes to the Marietta Football Scholar Athletes. These young men are juniors and seniors who have maintained a 3.5 or higher GPA each and every semester during their entire time at Marietta High School. I'd like to call each of you up here, and if you would stand in front of the stage so that you can be recognized, and stay up here until we've had the whole group. From the senior class, Ty Burton, Cooper Kipp, B.J. Ojolari, Kamani Vidal, Harrison Bailey, Taji Johnson, Kirsten Lee, Jake Ray. From the junior class, Clay Doyle, Gabriel Durham Campbell, King Hastings, Thomas McNeil, and Harbor Story. All right, guys. Thanks, guys. At this time, our athletic director, Craig McKinney, would like to say a few words.
Good morning, Blue Devils, and thank you all for being here. I asked Coach Morgan for a few minutes of time during the program to thank him on behalf of Marietta High School and the Marietta High School Athletic Department. I've been involved in high school athletics for 18 years, and I can certainly say that my year and a half as a Blue Devil has without a doubt been the most exciting time in my career. The fall of 2019 was an experience that I'll never forget, and while Coach Morgan is here today to thank all of the players and supporters who made it possible, I wanted to make sure we take a moment to thank him. I've been a part of many football coaching staffs, and my experience last season proved that Coach Morgan is one of the most organized leaders I've ever been around. Taking 80 teenagers to Las Vegas and keeping everyone focused is no small feat. And Coach Morgan made sure that no detail went overlooked, just like the rest of the season. Coach Morgan, on behalf of Marietta High School, I'd like to present you with a small token of appreciation. I hope it brings you positive memories each time you look at it. Everybody, please join me in thanking Coach Morgan.
Thank you, Mr. McKinney. We're going to move on to our varsity football awards. First award is presented by Coach Terrence Duke. Now, as many of you know, a number of our young men went off to college already. Some could return for today and some could not because of the virus, and their teams wouldn't let them travel. So some of our awards today, the young man won't be here, but if mom and dad are here, please come see me afterwards and we'll get you the award. But I want to make sure that whether they're here or not, I think it's important to honor them and tell you a little bit about them. So our first one is for our outstanding newcomer. This award goes to someone who made a great contribution to this team in his first season. This year, the winner had a huge impact on both offense and defense as he came in and became a two-way starter. On offense, he solidified our offensive line, and he paved the way for a record-setting year. On defense, he recorded 46 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and a sack. And he played at a high level every game the entire season. He signed a scholarship with Garden City Junior College in Kansas. The outstanding newcomer is Malcolm Wright. You can come right up here and get it. Congrats, Malik. You take that down. You take the picture. Our next award is Coach Troy Duke. Come on up. The Mr. Blue Devil Award. The Mr. Blue Devil Award goes to someone who always puts the team first. He motivates his team. He's positive, dependable, and accountable. He makes our team better because of his presence. We have a young man who started all 27 games in the last 2 years. He continues to grow and develop and plays with great passion. As an offensive lineman, he knows that the game is won up front, and winning is the only glory he needs. I've named him a captain of the 2020 Marietta Blue Devils, Mr. Blue Devil Award, Matt Castaldo. Congrats, Matt. Our second Mr. Blue Devil Award goes to someone who provides his best every day for his team. He does all the little things on our offense that most don't notice, and he never asks or seeks accolades. He just works every day to make his team the best it can be. Gabriel Durham Campbell. Our next award will be handed out by Coach Scott Brunette. The Outstanding Offensive Lineman Award. This young man started every game for Marietta High School for 4 years. That's over 50 starts. He never missed a play. Nearly every offensive record in school history has been set over the last couple of years with this guy leading the way up front. Our offense this year produced over 7,000 yards, 580 points, and that does not happen without a dominant offensive line. He's been a 2-year team captain, first team all-region, first team all-county, 3.5 GPA, and he signed with Kennesaw State. Outstanding lineman, Will Peroni. Our next two awards will be handed out by LeBron Mitchell and Derek Tinsley, if you guys would come up. It's a long walk, huh? The Outstanding Wide Receiver Award, presented by Coach LeBron Mitchell. This young man was an electrifying player, broke the school record for touchdown receptions in a season with 19. First team all-region, all-county, all-state. He caught 103 passes for 1,500 yards, which are both 2 all-time in school history. On top of that, he was a tremendous kick returner, a great downfield blocker. He had the game-winning touchdown catch against St. Joseph's with 14 seconds left. And no one will forget what he did on that catch and run against Lowndes in the state championship. 3.4 GPA, he signed a full scholarship, and he's still at, because he couldn't come home, Michigan State, the outstanding wide receiver, Ricky White. Sorry, bro. Yeah. The outstanding running back, presented by Derek Tinsley. What a season by this young man. He led the team in scoring with 30 touchdowns, 24 rushing, 6 receiving. He rushed for an amazing 1,606 yards and averaged 7 yards a carry, and he never fumbled once. He also had 425 yards receiving. First team all-region, all-county, all-state, and the best blocking running back I have ever seen. His 5-touchdown performance against Milton in the playoffs was amazing, and his 261 yards against Mill Creek was incredible. 2,600 career rushing yards, 51 touchdowns, graduated in December with a 3.6, currently on a full scholarship playing football at Troy University, Kamani Vidal. Hey, man. How you been, man? Good. Coach Burnett, would you please come back up? Our next award is for the most improved player on offense. As I've said before, I have never seen a player make the transformation that this young man made. In 1 year, he became the most dominating blocking lineman I saw on any team. He got better, and he dominated his opponents, and it was important to him. His love for his teammates, his love for this game was even more important. A record-setting offense is not a record-setting offense unless the offensive line is playing well. He became a team leader in the weight room, on the field, and in our school. All-region, all-county, 2-time all-state, and the Cobb County Offensive Lineman of the Year. Graduated in December with a 3.7 GPA, and he's now on scholarship playing at the University of Colorado. Jake Ray. Coach Troy Duke has the next award. The Coach's Award for Offense. When we look at Coach's Award, it embodies many characteristics. Team player, coach on the field, a player who carries out the coach's vision, and a devoted teammate. We have two young men that embody all these qualities. Our first one was a 4-year starter and a 2-year team captain. This season, he caught 45 passes for 850 yards and 12 touchdowns. For his career, he is third all-time in Marietta history with 137 receptions, third all-time with 2,000 yards, fifth all-time with 16 touchdowns. Graduated in December with a 3.7, currently on a full scholarship playing for Boston College. Offensive Coach's Award, Taji Johnson. Coach Allen, you have the next award. The Coach's Award for Defense goes to someone who I know this season meant an awful lot to. He was an emotional leader and gave the defense an edge. Statistically, he made 70 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and recovered a fumble. But it was the intangibles that he brought to the team that really made a difference. He will leave Marietta High School with an IB diploma, a 4.4 GPA, and attending Florida State. Ty Burton. Coach Tinsley, come on back up. Congratulations, Ty. Next award is the Coach Friday Richards Award, presented by Derek Tinsley. This award is given to a graduating senior who was raised in Marietta and truly understands what the Marietta football family is all about. This award winner always does his best to carry on the traditions of Blue Devil football. Coach Friday loved Marietta football, and I'm sure if he was here today, he'd be very proud of these two young men. The first award goes to someone who came out and had a spectacular season. He was a force on our defense with 64 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, a sack, and a block kick. He played with great passion, made an impact, and really showed his love for Marietta football. In addition, he carries a 3.5 GPA. He plays 4th in the state in wrestling, and he will be heading to college to play football in the fall. Cole Husbands. Our second award winner is someone who received numerous awards this year for his tremendous play on the field. But those outside of our program don't know the commitment, the heart, and the determination of this young man. He dominated every game for 4 years because he truly cares and loves this team, and he's earned everything that he has gotten. He is a role model for everything that we do. B.J. Ojulari. Coach Terrence Duke. Our next award is the David Israel Award, given by Terrence Duke. This award goes to a senior who maximized his abilities, exceeded in the classroom and on the field. We have 2 deserving young men for this award. Both of these young men work so hard on their game in addition to being honor roll students. Both have great character, great attitudes, and both were difference makers for us this year. Our first winner is a defensive lineman. His fantastic play grew throughout the year, and he made a number of important plays for us in our championship run. He had 13 tackles, 2 QB hits, but he played so hard that he created opportunities for other people to make plays around him. On the biggest play of the year, 4th down against Lowndes, he was in the game, hit the quarterback as he threw, causing an interception, And 4 minutes later, we ran out the clock and became state champions. David Israel Award, Danny Lopez. Congrats, Dan. You got it, man. Our second winner had a huge career for us. By doing his job extremely well, it gave our team a distinct advantage in every game. His growth and development since freshman year was outstanding, and he was vital to the success of this program. David Israel Award, Cooper Kipp. Have Coach Lautenbach come up for the next award. Our next award is the Scholastic Award, presented by Coach Lautenbach. This award goes to the young man with the highest GPA per grade level. From the senior class with a 4.41 GPA, Kirsten Lee. Kirsten's playing football at Stanford University in California, so he couldn't be here today. From the junior class with a 4.425, Thomas McNeil. And from the sophomore class with a 4.32, Sean Young. Congrats, man. If I could have Coach Allen and Coach Brian Grunmeyer come up for the next awards. The Iron Devil Award. Our season never ends. We spend as much time, if not more, in the weight room building these young men as we do on the practice field. Strength and conditioning is a vital component to our success. This award goes to young men who gave everything in the weight room to make themselves the best players possible. When you walk in our weight room, these are guys to emulate, role models and examples of how to work and how to do it the right way. From the senior class, Iron Devils, Ty Burton, Taji Johnson, BJ Ojolari, Kamani Vidal, Jake Ray, Dawson Ellington, Will Peroni. Please come forward. From the junior class, Paul Harris, James Knox, Matt Castaldo, Gabriel Durham Campbell. From the sophomore class, Carlos Cervantes, Ezekiel Durham Campbell. We have Coach Terrence Duke and LeBron Mitchell. Please come back up. Special Teams Player of the Year. We place a great deal of importance on special teams. We were very fortunate to have a young man who had a great passion for what he did. He leaves Marietta High School with the school record 74 extra points in a season and a record 172 extra points in his career. He is second all-time in scoring at Marietta. 80% of his kicks were in the end zone, and he averaged 40 yards per punt. And his 26-yard field goal in the state championship game put the game out of reach. A 4.3 GPA heading to Florida State in the fall, Cooper Kipp. You too, man. Much of what we do on special teams relies on those athletes who can run, block, tackle, and return kicks. We have a young man who was on practically all of our special teams for the 3 years of his career. In addition, he was a 3-year starter on defense, and he even made the switch to quarterback 1 year and got his team into the playoffs. 53 tackles, 3 interceptions, broke up 12 passes as a defensive back, and his special teams play set his team up for success on many occasions. 3-year starter, headed to Dodge City Junior College in the fall, Rashawn Bass. Our next award is our Outstanding Defensive Lineman, presented by Terrence Duke. This young man plays the game with great passion, has a nonstop motor. He is relentless. This year, he recorded 68 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, and 7 sacks. He had 15 sacks in his career and 115 tackles. He played his best in the biggest moments, and we are so proud of his development. He signed a scholarship with the College of the Canyons in California. Defensive Alignment Award, LeBaron Kennedy, Jr. Coach Lautenbach, you have the next. How are you? Our next award is for the Outstanding Defensive Back, given by Coach Lautenbach. Intelligent, dedicated, physical, love for the game, all these words describe this young man. He had 122 tackles from the secondary, in addition to causing 2 fumbles and having an interception. For his career, he made 204 tackles, 15 pass breakups, and 2 interceptions. He was like having a coach on the field, as he knew everybody's assignment on the defense. First team All-Region, All-County, All-State, and All-American. Graduated in December with a 3.9 GPA. Currently on scholarship playing football, University of Florida, Rashad Torrance. Coach Allen and Coach Shelton, please come up. Next 2 awards are for the outstanding linebackers. The outstanding inside linebacker. Only a sophomore, he finished second on the team with 124 tackles. He also had 6 tackles for loss and 2 sacks. He has a great feel for the game and a real understanding for the defense. I'll mention All-County, a great student with a 3.5 GPA, a great leader, and one of our captains for next year's 2020 team. Outstanding linebacker, Carlos Cervantes. He's not here right now. You just take his picture. The outstanding outside backer, also a sophomore. He has a great physicality to our defense. He started 6 games as a freshman, and then he blew up this season, finished with 75 tackles, 12 tackles for loss. He was named a sophomore All-American by Max Preps, and he already holds 15 Division I scholarship offers. He's also a captain for this year's team, Daniel Martin. Coach Lautenbach. The most improved defensive player, presented by Coach Lautenbach. This young man started for 3 years, but this year we saw his game go to a different level. His knowledge, his instincts, his athletic ability were all on display. He had 68 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, a sack, 2 interceptions, 2 caused fumbles, and he was great for us all over the field and on special teams. He signed a full scholarship with Florida Atlantic University, Peter Warwick, Jr. If I could have the Dodd family come up, please. Hey, when you leave it? Coach, will you get the Bert Dot Award and give it to him? The Bert Dot Award, give me one to him. The next award is the Coach Bert Dodd Award, presented by his family, Martha, Tripp, and Claire Dodd. Bert Dodd was a great man who was the glue to the Blue Devil coaching staff for years. The winner of this award best symbolizes what Coach Dodd stood for: putting the team first, never seeking attention, and always doing what was necessary to make the team successful. These two young men did all of that and more. We talked about their contributions earlier tonight, and just like Coach Dodd, these two were the glue of our team. They kept things together, they gave their very best every day, their attitudes were contagious, and they rubbed off on their teammates. Our two award winners are Ty Burton and Kamani Vidal. Coach Mitchell. The Offensive Player of the Year by Coach Mitchell. There's no surprise here. For the fourth year in a row, the Offensive Player of the Year is quarterback Harrison Bailey. Harrison was a four-year starter. Harrison owns every passing record in Marietta High School history. In leading his team to the 7A state championship this year, he threw for 4,750 yards and 50 touchdowns. For his career, he threw for 12,110 yards, which is fourth all-time in state history. He threw 120 touchdown passes, which is fifth all-time in state history. He's the leading all-time passer in Cobb County history by more than 4,000 yards. He's the all-time leader in touchdowns by more than 30. Harrison's also been a four-year team captain and a tremendous ambassador for Marietta football, both on and off the field. He was named two-time All-State and an All-American. He graduated in December with a 3.6, and he's now on scholarship at the University of Tennessee, and they had practice this morning. To honor his legacy, from this point on, the Marietta Offensive Player of the Year Award will be renamed and now forever be known as the Harrison Bailey Award. Coach Allen. The next award is the Defensive Player of the Year. In the 4 years I've been here, the Defensive Player of the Year has always gone to a member of the Ojulari family. In 2016 and 17, that player was Aziz Ojulari, who is now a team captain and starting linebacker at the University of Georgia. In 2018 and 19, the Defensive Player of the Year is B.J. Ojulari. B.J. Ojulari is the most dominant defensive player I saw anywhere in the state of Georgia. At Marietta, he's been a four-year starter on both sides of the ball and a three-year team captain who played every snap of every game, never missed a game, never missed a practice. He led the state championship defense with 135 tackles and 42 tackles for loss. He set the school record for sacks with 19 in a season and 34 for a career. He also recorded 390 tackles and 86 tackles for loss in his career, all of them school records. Three-time All-State, two-time All-American. Plays the game as hard as anyone I have ever seen. More importantly, he embodies character and integrity. He graduated in December with a 3.5 GPA. He's now on scholarship playing for the national champion LSU Tigers. To honor the Ojulari legacy at Marietta, the Marietta Defensive Player of the Year Award will now forever be known as the Ojulari Award. B.J. Ojulari. Coach Troy Duke, you're next. The outstanding all-around player, given by Coach Troy Duke. Eric Gilbert was the 2019 Region Player of the Year, the County Player of the Year, the Georgia State Player of the Year, the Gatorade National Football Player of the Year, and just last week, if you missed it, in Sports Illustrated, the Gatorade National Player of the Year for all sports, which has never happened ever in the state of Georgia. Eric held more than 60 Division I scholarship offers, and he was considered the #1 athlete in the country. He owns 8 of the 9 Marietta receiving records. In 2019, he led the state with 105 receptions, 1,850 yards. Those numbers are Georgia State records for the highest classification and #2 all-time in all classes. His 15 touchdowns this year are second all-time in school history for a season. For his career, he caught 247 passes, 3,650 yards, and a Georgia State record in the highest classification, #2 in all classes. 36 career touchdown passes or receptions is now #7 all-time in Georgia State history. He also owns Marietta single-game records for receptions, yards, and touchdowns in a game. Eric was named 3-time All-Region, 3-time All-State, 2-time All-American. He also played defense the second half of the season and had 21 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, and 6 sacks. I am proud of his continuous growth and development over the years and his passion to be the best player that he can be. Eric graduated in December with a 3.2 GPA. He's currently on scholarship playing for the national champion LSU Tigers. The Marietta Player of the Year Award, again, will be renamed. This award will now forever be known as the Eric Gilbert Award. Good job, man. I love you, man. I think it's good. LeBron Mitchell, please come forward. Our final award of this morning, is the Ben Wilkins Award. And this award goes to a senior who best embodies the famous quote, "Be somebody." With a mixture of athletic, academic, and leadership skills, the recipient of the Ben Wilkins Award is someone who will make a significant contribution to the community, just as Coach Wilkins did for so many years. We have talked about both of these young men already today. Both are honor roll students. Both are 4-year starters, 2-year team captains, role models, leaders. Both are great examples of what Marietta football is all about. And both of them have already become somebody. And I know they will continue to build their legacies in their futures. The Ben Wilkins Award winners, Will Peroni and Taji Johnson. Next up to the stage will be Mayor Steve Thunder Tumlin.
Well, congratulations. I just want to, this team, the year you had last year will never be forgotten, and we just want to thank you. as the mayor, not only did you do well in this field, or in thunder showers in Gwinnett, or in the rain at Georgia State, y'all had just a tremendous year. You brought character, dignity, and just fellowship to this community. We just mentioned Be Somebody, but also we have the Friday Richards Award today, which is Friday we come up to you, hug you, and say we are family. You helped make the entire city of Marietta family, and congratulations on a great year. Thank you. And I'd like to give, can you come forward? If you know that for me. Well, Coach, we'd like to say, just on behalf of the city of Marietta, for these great young men, you can see not only do they have extraordinary talent, 4.2 and 4.5 grade point averages, just what they did, but I just want to reflect, in your welcome, you used the word we. It wasn't I, it was we. And I tell you, to bring this much talent together, a lot of teams have talent, a lot of teams have outstanding scholarship, but for y'all to merge together and use your talents together to have this successful year, Coach Morgan, we can't thank you enough. You have a great group of young men, and we're glad that you chose Marietta as your home, especially looking at your good-looking family. God bless you. Thank you. Y'all put him on that stage that December night.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate you. All right, I have a couple of announcements, and then we're going to go ahead and head into the giving out of the rings. Many of you ordered commemorative rings. They were not done correctly, so I was not satisfied, and I sent them back. And they should be arriving very soon. So when they arrive, the Touchdown Club will contact you, and we will get together with you about distributing them. Mark Woolard's amazing book, which tells the story of the season, is still on sale, and are the state championship license plates. You can go to www.plate.mariettafootball.com or book.mariettafootball.com. As you leave today, parents, the Touchdown Club has buttons, game programs, and posters at no charge for the parents to pick up as you exit the stadium. Okay, it's about that time. When I call you up, the team will line up to the left of the stage with your coaches, and we will call you up in groups. The first group will be the coaches and the trainers. The second group will be our support staff, and our third group will be the players. The first group of players will be receiving their certificate and their ring. The second group will receive their state championship ring and their Letterman jacket. And the third group will receive their ring and their second, third, or fourth varsity letter. Everyone will also receive a state championship patch and a state championship sweatshirt. After you get your ring, please exit to the right, pick up your jackets, patches, and other items, and then return to your seat. Open your rings when everyone has them. And then what I would like is when you have your rings on, you can go ahead and put them up to the crowd so your parents can get a coronavirus team picture. Okay? We can't get much closer, so you're there and we'll go up. So parents, you can get your cameras ready at that point, and you'll be able to take a picture of the entire team and the coaching staff when we do that. Okay. Look, I've done this a few times, and it's impossible to get everyone's attention after the rings are already on. So I'm going to go ahead and make my closing comments now. I want everyone to realize just how special this team is, and also understand that this team will never be together like this again. Sometimes God puts people together in a place and at a time, and something magical happens. A group of special young men, led by a staff of dedicated coaches, made an impact on everyone they encountered. What made this season even more special was the community in which we live that loves and supports this team. Always remember that the obstacles in your life are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to make you stronger. Every time you look at your ring, be reminded of the greatness and the strength inside each of you. The 2019 Marietta Blue Devils will never be forgotten, and they have set the standard by which all teams in all activities should be judged. Greatness is uncommon, therefore it will not be achieved by a common man. We are not common. We are not average. We're the Marietta Blue Devils, and we became legends. We will begin with our coaching staff, our athletic trainers, and then I'll have their coaches take their place to organize the players. So if our coaching staff would please come up behind, over to the side of the stage. Defensive coordinator, Jason Allen. Defensive line coach, Terrence Duke. Wide receiver coach, LeBron Mitchell. Wide receiver coach, Troy Duke. Running back coach, Derek Tinsley. Defensive backs coach, Jacob Lautenbach. Linebacker coach, Zach Shelton. Freshman coach, John Maggard. Kicking coach, Tom Gukian. Strength and conditioning coach, Brian Grunmeyer. Athletic trainers, Jeff Hopp. Erica Davis. And Olivia King. That's you. One of our coaches is retiring from football today after 30 years. He and I have been together for almost 20 years. He's been dedicated, innovative, hardworking, loyal, trustworthy, and a great friend. His offensive line groups reflected his passion, and he always found a way to get the best out of his players. Today, he receives his third state championship ring in the last 12 years. Scott Brunette. I'll give you a COVID hug. I love you. Did you get a coach's picture, John? Coaches, come in front and get a picture, everybody. Let me slide in here, would you? Our next set of rings will go to members of our support staff. So if all you guys would come up to the stage over here. Thank you. Johnny. Need you over here too. This past winter, we lost someone very dear to us as our longtime bus driver, Archie Toole, passed away. His favorite things in life were his wife, his dogs, the Marietta Blue Devils, and the Alabama Crimson Tide. I know Archie is smiling down on us today, and we have a ring for Archie too. So to Archie, go Big Blue and roll Tide. Thank you for everything. Our team statistician, Mark Woolard. Our team photographer, Johnny Walker. Northcutt Stadium announcer, Ted Mayer. Team manager, Ruben Sands and Billy Rice. Our motivational speaker, Kit Cummings. Superintendent, Dr. Grant Rivera. Principal Keith Ball. Athletic Director Craig McKinney. Athletic Secretary Kelly Hastings. And the Mayor of Marietta, Steve Tumlin. All right, will the 2019 Georgia State champions please come up and assemble to the left of the stage? All right, we're good. It's coming right from this order here. This is 1, 2, 3, all the way down. Got it. Go, just space them out a little bit, all the way down there. It's, if you're getting your certificate, your first group, your varsity letter jacket, your second group. If you've been playing with me for years, you're the third group. I'll just find them. All right, parents, so what's going to happen is they'll come across. You can get a picture. They'll come down. They'll get their jacket, sweatshirt, all their gear, and then they're going to go back to their seat, and we'll get one more picture after that. Okay, the first group receiving their certificate and their ring. Justin Hardy. Jalen Woods. Camden Overton. Zuri Johnson. John Turner. Jace Arnold. Noah Walker. Trayvon McKenzie. Javon Hamilton. Ellis Reed. Cameron Hickson. Yamal Perez. Benel Valentin. Carl Wilson. Maston Latham. Emmanuel Olayton. Elijah Roberson. Alan Gruen. John Cassidy. Jake Maggard. Ben Smith. Jimmy Craig. Jordan Dawson. Broderick Tommy. Damian Jackson. Cameron Jackson. James Jones. Lester Solomon. Sean Young. Mitchell Walters. Renee Galamo. Michael Ellis. Jermaine McCann. Jordan Ashley. Ricarius Jordan. William Bailey. Tyshawn Roscoe. Nathaniel Nusiri. Our second group will be receiving their first varsity letterman jacket and their state championship ring. Ricky White. Kirsten Lee, Kane Hammond, Devion Hall, Harbor Story, Milan Jones, Paul Harris, James Knox, Eric Mitchell, Levi Roberts, Larry Blevins, Ezekiel Durham Campbell, Malcolm Wright, Thomas McNeil, Micah Hargrove, Grayson Peoples, Cameron Holmes, Javon Posey, King Hastings, Carson Martin, Ezreal Doris, our final group will be getting their state championship ring and receiving either their second, third, or fourth varsity letter. Rashad Torrance, Eric Gilbert, Peter Warwick, Harrison Bailey, Gabriel Durham Campbell, Taji Johnson, Dawson Ellington, Rayshun Bass, Tyler Hughes, Cooper Kipp, Daniel Martin, Carlos Cervantes, Ty Burton, Kimani Vidal, Cole Husbands, LeBaron Kennedy, Danny Lopez, Matt Castaldo, Clay Doyle, Jake Ray, Will Peroni, BJ Ojulari, all right, gentlemen, you can stand up at your seats. You take your ring out of your box. You guys are new at this. It goes on your right hand. Your left hand is for marriage. You're far from that. Right hand, ring finger. And when everybody gets them on, everybody turn and face the crowd. Hold it up and let them get their team pictures. Wait for BJ. Hurry up, BJ. Hurry. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you one last time, by far, the best football team in Georgia, the number 7 ranked team in the United States, collection of truly great young men who made a lasting impression on our school and our community, the 2019 Georgia 7A State Football Champions, Marietta Blue Devils. Thank you, everybody, for coming. You can get your gifts on the way out. Players going to college, love you, representing us well. Players coming back, see you Monday.
Everybody loud and proud. Every day. In every way. I promise. Fight for you. All for one. One for all. Forget about me. I love you. We are a team. We can't be beat. We are a team. We won't be beat. We gon' fight. We gon' fight. Get knocked down. Get back up. Marietta wins it.
Marietta, state champions. The first time since 1967.
1, 2, 3.